You are the light of the world. Let your light shine before others. They may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. You are the light of the world. A world covered in darkness. A world still full of shadows. You are the light. The way for people to get from point A to point B without tripping, falling, stumbling, getting lost, or hurting themselves. The way that people might know where they stand, where they ought to go, and what's around them. The way that people might feel comfort in times of fear or anxiety. The way people might feel strength in the time of weakness or dread. The time when people would feel healing and hope in times of suffering, life, in times of death. You are the light of the world, but it's not because you're super awesome. Sorry. Me neither, so it's okay. None of us are. These comments are not affirmation from Jesus. He's not saying, you're the light of the world. Man, we need a little more of you around here to really brighten the place up. We need your cheery disposition because people are hoping to see your personality shine so bright. Just This is not affirmation about us. These are words of responsibility. This is a challenge. This is our call. You are the light of the world. As in, not you're so special, please shine bright. You are the light of the world. This world needs you. This world needs light. Light which allows us to see. Light which keeps us warm. Light which keeps us alive. Without those things, there is darkness, there is cold, there is fear, there is death. And you need to be the light. We need to be the light. These are the words to all of God's people. These are the words to His church, to our church. These are words to every disciple of Jesus. You are the light of the world. Again, not because we happen to be so super special, but because in us and through us, God might be seen. Look at that last part of the quote. Let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and think you're special. And glorify your Father who is in heaven. That quality within each of us that ought to be bright, clear, and illuminating. That ought to show forth warmth and light. That ought to give forth life. Comes not from us, but comes from the Lord who blesses us with His Spirit that it might shine through us. It shines most clearly when we obey Him, when we follow Him, when we look like Him, that our good deeds might shine brightly like light in darkness. We're the light of the world. The world needs light. Gotta have it to live. It takes very little effort to look online, watch TV, or open a newspaper and see darkness everywhere. It takes very little effort to look around in workplaces, in neighborhoods, sometimes in families, occasionally even in ourselves, and see shadow, coldness, and weakness. This is a world that desperately needs the light of Christ. And where are they going to find it? How are they going to see it? Jesus says they will find it in you. They will see it through you. So let it shine bright. Let your light shine brightly through your good works, through your life modeled as a disciple of Jesus, through godly virtue, through a manner, a perspective, and a commitment to be more and more like Christ, thought, word, and deed, that the darkness is beaten back, that the shadows start to evaporate, that even in the midst of gloom, something about you, something about this place, something about us, something about Christ's holy Catholic and Apostolic Church shines so brightly that people start coming like moths. I mean, isn't that what we do anyway? Like a moth or not, if we're in the dark, don't we kind of gravitate towards the light? If you're in a dark path, don't you look for the street lights? If you're coming home and someone's left the lights off except that one lonely porch light, don't you kind of hurry just a little bit quicker to get underneath the porch light than you do lingering around the darkness of your driveway? What will attract people to the church? What will attract people to Christ? May it be our light, because Jesus himself has told us to live that way, to act that way. I'm old enough to remember the WWJD bracelets. What would Jesus do? Now, it was often lost that making a whip of cords and driving out money changers were on the table if we're going to act like Jesus. But the point behind it and underneath it, I think, is one that really hit a spot then, and it can and could hit a spot even now. To ask within our own lives, within our own actions, within our own words, even within our own thoughts, what would Jesus do? Can my life be modeled after his? Can my behavior look like his? Can my heart feel like his? Can my hands reach and touch and bless and heal like his? What would Jesus do in this situation? What would Jesus say? How can I honor him for what I do, through what I say? How can I shine so brightly that other people look at me, they don't necessarily see a super person. They can look at me and they can see Jesus. That's what we ought to be doing. With the way we live our individual lives, with the way that we order our families and our households, with the way that this church operates, with its services and its programs and its ministries. This is the way we ought to interact with each other, and we ought to be reaching out into our neighborhoods, communities, and families as though we were salt, offering savoriness, offering tang, offering depth of life and preservation, offering value, and we ought to be like light, bright and shining and hopeful, full of life. It points not just to ourselves, but beyond us. To Jesus. Not easy to do, not easy to maintain. Grumpiness gets in the way. Tiredness gets in the way. Annoyance gets in the way. What we want ourselves, our priorities, it can get in the way. It can slow us down. It can trip us up. And it's like shadow creeping in from the edges. Sometimes it's like watching a bulb fail. You ever actually watch one? Even the LEDs will do this. But here it is, it's fine, and then dimmer. And then it's back, and then dimmer. And it's back, and then and maybe starts to flicker. You ever had one actually pop on you? And it's not. What about us in our lives? What about our habits? What about our personalities and temperaments? What about the way that we have ordered ourselves that look more like a light bulb on the fritz than like a light that shines bright and strong and clear? Does it happen? It happens for me. Odds are for you too. That's why this is a charge. That's why this is a responsibility. That's why Jesus would say it. Look at each and every one of us. You are the light of the world. If the world needs to see Jesus, where are they going to find it? They need to find it through us, through our lives, through our manner of living, through one another. Oh, okay, I got to tell you, when the Christians don't get along, do those outside of the church, is that the attractive part? Or will they know us by our love? And where's it going to start if not with one another and then pour out to others? We've got to fill ourselves and each other up so much with the love of Christ that it overflows and pours out before it reaches each other. Because if we start with someone else with love, and it's not here, and it's not here, and it's not here, it won't last. And it's going to strike the person that we are seeking to love as maybe not the full truth. Maybe not completely honest. Or maybe just, don't think you know what you're doing. Even the world will know us by our love. A love that looks like Jesus. So if we want this world to know Him, it's got to start here. It's got to start here. It's got to start here, and it must be maintained. Not done, but bright and strong and clear and bright. You and me and all of us together. That's how the world will see Jesus. He told us to do it. I'm just passing the message along. If it was up to me, I'd say, don't worry. No, you've got to do it. You've got to do this. For He has told us to do this. And this is how the world will see Him. You've heard me offer the Mother Teresa quote before, where she says there are 5 Gospels of Jesus Christ. So it's important that we remind ourselves on a day like annual meeting what those 5 Gospels truly are. Okay? So say it. Matthew, Mark, Luke, John. Now say you. All of us. You. She says there are 5 Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, and you. And most people will never read the first. May that be our reminder and our responsibility. May that be our choice, our will, our commitment, and our hope. May that be our prayer. May that be our plan. May that be our act of worship and our very lives. To live a life that is so bright and strong and clear that people actually read the gospel through us. If they don't see it in us, where will it be? We are each needed in a day dark and gloomy. Know this, we are the light of the world. May we shine so bright that the whole world can see.